Hey everyone, so yes, I haven't been posting a video lately. Mainly because one, I'm lazy, two, I didn't have many video ideas, so that's why I just decided to remake another video. And three, I did kind of get sick for a little bit, so yeah. And probably most of you won't believe me and just think it's some excuse for me not to do YouTube. So if you guys remember, like, a few months ago, probably, I did make a $550 gaming PC. And I thought the video was okay, but after a little bit, I just thought it was terrible. And I found out a lot of stuff I said in that video was completely wrong. So I decided to make it just remake the video again. And also because I have literally no other video ideas, so why not? Now for my processor, in the original video I said I had an i5-7400, but really it was an i5-7400T. And really it wasn't even that. It turns out it was an engineering sample of an i5-7400 or 7400T. I don't know which one it was. And since this was only clocked at 2.4 gigahertz, now yes, it is able to be turbo boosted to 2.8, which is nice, and since I can overclock it, yeah, the performance after some benchmarks, it turns out this performs about the same as a i5 from the Haswell generation that's mid-range, like an i5-4570, which is not the worst, but it could be better. But I mean, since I got this for $85, it's probably very worth it, especially since it's from the Kaby Lake generation. It should be able to last a while. Hopefully. And instead of using the stock heatsink, I got this deep, cool heatsink that I got on eBay for 15 bucks. Not the best, but it should help keep it a lot cooler than the stock heatsink. And plus, it looks a bit nicer, I guess. Now from the motherboard, this is probably a lot of you who actually understand PC stuff, or the PC Master Race, I guess, will actually probably hate me. Because I end up getting a Z270 motherboard. Yes, a overclockable motherboard for a chipset that, well, for an i5 that can't even be overclocked. The reason why I got this is because I actually got a really good deal on this. I ended up getting the motherboard plus a Roswell Valence, I don't know, 600, that's 80 plus gold, which is actually pretty nice, only for $100. That is really awesome. For RAM, I just have this 8GB set of Viper RAM that I got for $65. Not the best, but it's usable for today. Now for my graphics card, I went with a GTX 1050 Ti because it's a really good 1080p budget card, and I only got it for $120. Now keep in mind, this was like 7 months ago, before the 1050 Ti's and 1060s like doubled its price over like the last how many months. So it was actually pretty common to get a 1050 Ti for only $120-ish. Now for my storage, I went with a 2TB Seagate hard drive. And if you're wondering why I didn't went with an SSD, it's because if I want to get an SSD that's just able to fit my games, I have to end up spending like nearly another $40 just to get like 250, and I only spent about $50 for this hard drive. So that's not that terrible. And to shove all this stuff in, I found this Thermaltake case laying around in my dad's closet, and I decided just to use that since it did have a window, and it was actually pretty nice. And after doing a little research on Amazon, I decided to price this about $40, so yeah. And I would show you a building montage of me actually putting it together, but I built this PC about 7-ish months ago, and I really don't want to take it apart again, mainly because, one, I can end up like breaking something and I just lost the PC in general. Two, I'm really lazy, and three, I just don't want to in general. But for the heck of it, here's the PC in all its glory. And if you're wondering why it has a blue light, it's because there's a blue LED fan that I scrapped from a different case and just shoved in here just to give it a somewhat RGB look, but it's just blue. And there's a red LED fan over there. So, yeah. Well, now for some benchmarks on the 4 games I own. What?
Wow! The Gasland Killer, you're now listening to Worldwide FM.
I gotta be at my audition!
Citizens report an attack on a vehicle on Control Drive.
Now, something I usually don't do is use actual benchmark programs, which is actually kind of weird. Now, here are the specs, and I end up using user benchmark for this benchmark test, and these are the scores. Now, next, I decided to run a Heaven benchmark because a lot of people have been using this, and since it's free, I decided to actually use it. Also, another thing is that it actually does show me the temperature for the graphics card, I'm assuming, which is actually nice. So here is the score, 52 exact on average, which is actually not bad. And for the minimum FPS is 21.8, which, meh, and max is 113.7, which is actually pretty decent since it's a GTX 1050 Ti running it at high. And that's all the benchmarks I could do. I could have played Fortnite, I could have ran a couple more benchmarks, but honestly, I gotta get going somewhere, and I won't have time to do it over the weekend, so I gotta do what I gotta do now. So overall, what I think of this game PC, I actually, it's not bad. It's a nice entry-level, somewhat premium gaming PC for less than $500, and it should be able to play most games at medium 1080p settings, which is actually not terrible. Now, yes, I'd probably gonna end up saving like over $100 if I didn't get a Z270 motherboard, if I went with a cheaper power supply, cheaper case, didn't get so many fans, I guess, or if I tried getting a not an i5, maybe an i3 that. Maybe I don't know. But overall, for less than five. Wait, how much did it cost? So $85 for the processor, $100 for the power supply and motherboard, plus $120 for the graphics card, plus $40 for the case, plus $65 for the RAM, plus $50 for the hard drive, and plus $20 for a better heatsink for the CPU and for a couple more fans. The price comes up to about $480, not including shipping and tax. So for less than $500, it's not bad. Well, that leaves it for today, and if you guys want me to do more of these types of videos, then please tell me down below, because I truly do not know what to do with this channel.